So yesterday, good morning by the way. Forgive me, I know I'll be a little impulsive sometimes. But yesterday, I was blessed with the opportunity to have a conversation with a gentleman that I hold in high regard, to say the least. And what we were talking about was basically trusting God's timing and trusting the process. And I had opened up a little bit to him about some personal things that I'm dealing with on the back end. And I don't know how, but it led me to speak about the story in the Bible about a woman named Hagar. Now, I don't expect y'all to know exactly who Hagar is, because I understand that not everybody is following the Most High, right? So I'm going to give you a little context about Hagar. See, Hagar was the maiden of a woman named Sarah, formerly known as Sarai in the Bible. They speak about them in the book of Genesis, if I'm not mistaken. Now, there was a promise prophesied to Abraham. You know, Abraham is the father of faith. Abraham is the father of many sons. Abraham was the man that God had chose to produce the nation of Israel through. Abraham is God's own man. Now, Abraham was hella old, right? Him and Sarah. And Sarah really wasn't going for the promise that God made to Abraham, because she was like, look, realistically speaking, we too old for that. So what I want you to do, Abraham, is go into my maidservant, get her pregnant, expedite the promise God promised to us, because I don't want to wait on him, and we just gonna make that do what it do. Now, all of that happened and transpired, but the issue was Hagar ended up getting pregnant with a son named Ishmael, if I'm not mistaken, and that caused a whole fiasco within the household, right? So one day Hagar jumped up in her feelings. She ran off, her and the boy. No water, no food, just a whole lot of emotions and no direction, right? But in the midst of this woman on the run, in her feelings, drifting off into the wilderness that she knew nothing about, it's when she finally had the opportunity to be still enough, and even in all her brokenness, to hear from God. And don't let that go over your head. See, I want to talk to the woman on the run this morning. And some of y'all men too running from God, and you don't even know it, but we're going to address y'all later. See, it was not until Hagar got in her feelings, got out of her position, ran away from the place of provision that God placed her in, got discombobulated, overly stimulated, exhausted, and overwhelmed, that God met her and spoke to her and gave her divine revelation and also gave her identity. Don't that sound familiar? Baby, I don't know about you, but I need to speak to the woman on the run today. Even though you feel like your reality is not looking like the promises God gave you, it's in that very state of obscurity that God is trying to reach you, speak to you, give you direction and clarity, guidance for your next season, baby. But if you are not still enough, you're going to miss it. Stay blessed and be humble.